Dear friends and colleagues, thank you for joining us on this beautiful day here in our global village, where we're going to present you NetIX. This is our first customer event, so we hope it will be fun and very informative to all of you. I am very excited myself. And a little bit nervous, but I'm ready to tell you a few very interesting things. I vividly remember one day back in 2012 when Dean Belev and another guy, Vailo, were sitting in our office, and we were thinking, you know, about this crazy idea. You know, why don't we interconnect all these local exchanges that were popping up all over the whole place and create one big global internet exchange? We wanted to help operators share traffic better, and the internet exchanges were the hot fashion thing in the internet industry back then, and we were all very excited about it. So we progressed very quickly. You know, in a true startup fashion, we designed the network, defined the services, connected a few of our existing POPs in Europe, and we launched it. I think a month later, we had the first paying customer. Well, of course, things were more complicated than we thought. I vividly remember how we had to, twice, I think, completely redesign the service portfolio. And I mean from scratch, you know, like the way services were described, the way services were working or being built or anything, or all these things. How many times we had to redesign and re-implement the network, I forgot, but the latest one is going on right now. Somewhere along the way, we introduced the concept of pay a flat fee and get the whole world access for no additional cost. We pioneered automatic DDoS protection in internet exchange environment. We started receiving payments in cryptocurrencies and many other things. So it was and still is a story of constant change. And we were going and going because we knew that we were not going to be just another internet exchange. We wanted to make something bigger and something more valuable and something more important. And I think what distinguishes us, you know, from many other, you know, ventures and many other network businesses out there is that we have a few basic beliefs. I can say that they're very interesting. Now, first, we believe that network traffic should be at such a cost that you should not worry about doubling your traffic. No worries, just go ahead and get more traffic. Second, we believe that the capacity of the network should be so big that even the biggest operators should not feel limited. And this is quite challenging. And the third, we believe that the management of network traffic should be so easy that everyone, every network administrator, even this in the smallest operator, shall be able to do it. And that's how we went, and that's how we are still going. Last year we started operations in South America, and our friend Fabricio is joining us today from Sao Paulo. Kaushik Sengupta will be talking from Kolkata in East India. I'm in Sofia, Bulgaria. George is in Dubai. And the whole conference is organized by our marketing whiz, Elaine, sitting somewhere in London. So good luck, my colleagues. And Frank from MBIP and Akio from the New York Internet Exchange will tell you all the interesting stuff that we want to know. And some very surprising news about NetIX, which I'm very sure you will also enjoy. Thank you and have fun.
Thank you very much. So on to our first presentation. Angel, over to you.
So good afternoon, good morning, or good evening to everyone. I see that we have people from all over the world, and that's actually the purpose of what we've done with NetIX and the goal in future as well, to connect people globally. And I'm really happy to see that. And I see that we have our members, our colleagues, and as well also people that are not our members yet. And I hope that they will be joining our NetIX very, very soon as well. So I will take you a little bit through our commercial side of the business, and then Diane from our team will talk more about the technical side. So we can go to the next slide. So for those who are not familiar with NetIX yet, why NetIX is why we have to think about joining NetIX. Because as our CEO mentioned, our belief is that internet should be easily accessible for everyone, and the capacity should be almost unlimited, that we can connect people from all over the world. And NetIX next generation network, as you can see, and you'll see later as well on the map, basically we connect people from all over the world, accelerates internet, connecting content creators with users faster, cheaper, and more directly than ever. This is our aim, that we give you the closest network connection to you and the content that you need at the best possible speed and at the best cost. You can go to the next one. A little bit of story about NetIX. Yeah, one back. Yeah, thanks. So back in the time in 2012, as Neven mentioned, this was a one idea which started evolving, and we reached where we are today. And as you can see, the journey since then was not easy, but at the same time we have won so many awards. And starting from 2014 till 2021, which we have another award that we'll announce soon. But every year, NetIX have been awarded among the best network exchanges globally. And this makes us proud. And we want to thank you as well, our partners and our members, because this is a result of all the great collaboration that we have together. And we can promise you that our aim is to keep working and make our NetIX better and better, and to offer you more and more services, opportunities, kind of points of presence, and more and more regions that you can connect to. Another interesting thing is actually that we have a great news for which is from last night. We can go to the next slide. So our traffic grew from 2014 when we hit our 100G mark. And at that time it was really huge. And then we started growing. 2016 we crossed 200 and 300G. 2018 we crossed 400G. 2019 we hit 500. And when in 2020 we start developing more and more NetIX, and as well with joining more and more regions, we simply start skyrocketing. So I can proudly say that last night NetIX joined the big boys club, and we already hit 1T of maximum throughput through our network. So this is now puts us in the top 25 IXPs by traffic capacity globally, and we are the fastest growing as of now in the world. So since only the last few months, we grew tremendously. And if we look at the growth compared to 1 year ago, we actually doubled the traffic throughput. So this is absolutely unbelievable growth, and we believe that we will be able to deliver more and more to you, and we'll be able to satisfy all your demand that you have with us. And we are ready to face this, and we are aiming actually very soon to enter into the top 10 of the world and even top 5. So on the next slide, actually, you can see this in a very nice graph. So this is how our traffic grew since the beginning, and you can see the spike that we have in the last month. And as I said, we are expecting more and more with everything that we are preparing in the next month in the different regions. As I said, with the different services, another improvements that we'll do on the digitalization and automation, which we'll talk about later. But as I said, we are super proud that in 1 year we doubled the maximum throughput reached, and as well we joined this really premium club of internet exchanges globally. Although we started small, and then we are expanding so fast that we believe that we will cover the most countries that need this from us very soon. Yeah, so of course the traffic growth is one, but at the same time we are proud that we grew our customer base. So in the last 5 years we have a steady growth, and as you can see, especially since the mid of last year, the growth actually accelerated, and this is a huge achievement in these challenging times. We all know that the global pandemic had a significant impact on all the economies. But at the same time, the demand for global connectivity is growing very fast, and we at NetIX, we are there to satisfy this need. And this actually, the growth of the customer base helps us to grow our revenues, and at the same time, we reinvest this in our network growth, so we can cover more and more regions. We have more and more points of presence and bigger throughput, so we can again deliver this to you. What is our global reach? So NetIX now is among the top 10 most well-connected networks globally. We have presence we have more than 150 points of presence. We are in 65 cities in 35 countries. So we have more than 8,000 connected networks. And of course, the regions that we've been focused until now were mainly Europe, North America. As our CEO mentioned, from last year, we start focusing on South America, Brazil. So our colleague Fabricio will talk about this later. And what's coming is our future plans in Asia Pacific, which our colleague Kaushik will share later on. So what is our way forward? What are the key things that we'll be focusing? Our aim is to bring a NetIX point of presence to every time when we see that there is a there's a market where we can do a major impact. We want to help the markets that are currently growing or established markets, but they need this connectivity from us. We'll be focusing on keep connecting to low latency routes. As we mentioned, the internet itself is important for us, but nowadays we talk more about latency, we talk more about the throughput. So it's all over the place on the mobile side, on the fixed side. So this is a key for us, that we can deliver the content that you need, or the internet connectivity that you need at the fastest possible speed and at the shortest way for you. Another thing that you'll hear from us very soon is that we are working on our automation and digitalization, and of course this comes with with a amazing marketplace project that you will hear from us very soon. So we will have some exciting news later this year for you, and we will hopefully we will be working together with you to grow this, because this will be amazing opportunity for everyone. Also, our aim is to grow 10 times, and I know that this is ambitious, but as you saw our current growth, we believe that this is achievable. We want to grow 10 times the number of directly connected networks in the next 3 years. And to do this, we'll make sure that all markets across North and South America can be connected to a NetIX POP easily. And at the same time as well, we will be focusing on to be in every major interconnection market in Asia Pacific. So these are unexplored areas as well. So we will be connecting them to NetIX, so you'll have more connectivity and more networks to connect than ever. So with this, I would like to give the floor to Dejan, who is our VP Services at NetIX, and he'll talk more about our specific products and services and some also another exciting news. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Hello to everyone. I'm Dejan Belev, VP Services at NetIX. Today, I'll be proud to provide you with a broad overview of all the services we offer to our members globally. Next slide, please. NetIX is a global distributed Ethernet exchange platform. As such, we need to cover all the needs all our members have. We are covering members in 35 countries, 65 cities, and we need to provide them with all they need. Doing that, more or less, step by step, we are converting ourselves to a one-stop shopping area. The first service in our portfolio is the NetIX primary port. It grants all the parties with access to NetIX in the NetIX membership. It's a physical port, and through it you can receive all the other NetIX services. So it's essential to have it. The Ethernet capacity. We are an exchange platform, Ethernet exchange platform. So we provide all the members with a carrier class type of services. I will provide you with some more info about the services later on as well. The peering services is something we are proud of. Covering all the members' needs, we've managed to develop different type of services, standard and complex type of services, so we can provide the members with what they need. The next slide, please. The peering services are well covered with the remote peering we are offering to our members. This is a connection to remote cloud and other local ISP platforms. The transit services, being a one-stop shop carrier, you need to provide your members not only with a good peering traffic and the exchange, but also with a full IP transit access. Content distribution, we have it in NetIX. DDoS protection, nowadays, I think that everyone needs to have this on their side. And build out of the good experience that we have, we've created a managed service, acts as a service. Now, let me provide you with some more info about these different services, starting from the next slide. Yes, the Ethernet services, carrier class Ethernet services, offering our members with a low latency and guaranteed SLA parameters. They can connect member to member, data center to data center, or city to city. They're open to transport any type of service for our members. The peering services, we have a variety of different options. The NetIX OnNet is the standard peering service where all the directly connected members, they can exchange traffic either directly or through the route servers. The NetIX Global Internet Exchange is something that aggregates all the content, all the traffic, all the connected parties, and they can exchange traffic. Freely whenever they are connected to NetIX. It aggregates the traffic of all the members, all the connected IXPs. Currently, we have around 30 local IXPs connected. We are aggregating that traffic for our members, and we are importing it to NetIX so they can receive it from a one place locally using a single port, a single service. In NetIX gigs, we have more than 5,000 unique autonomous system numbers connected. Even the biggest one, local IXPs, they don't have even like 1,000 unique autonomous system numbers, while we have like 5,000 directly connected, and we can do it up to 8,000. Having all these IXPs connected to NetIX, we've developed a new partnership model, a new service, remote IXP. We provide our members with the possibility to connect to all these members connected to NetIX, all these IXPs connected to NetIX. As I mentioned earlier, we have around 30 internet exchange points, and we are adding more and more recently. Next slide, please. The peering services are something we really need to develop even further. NetIX is a global platform, and as I mentioned earlier, we connect 1,000 of autonomous system numbers. We cover 150 plus POPs all over the world, but still there are networks that are not able to connect to us physically, directly. That's why a year ago we developed 2 virtual connections, tunneling over internet and VLAN over IXP. Using their own internet access, using the tunneling, they can connect to the NetIX and receive all the NetIX services as being directly connected. Many of our customers are using it both for testing testing the quality of the services, and also for production services in production. And the VLAN over IXP, again, utilizing the partnership with all the local IXPs that we have, we provide a new service not only for us, but also for the members of these local internet exchange points, providing something like a value-added service for them. The NetIX Transit is covering the gap, and we are using it to provide a full IP transit access for all our members. And this full IP transit is provided by NetIX members. So every NetIX member that is connected to us, they can provide all the other members with all the access of the traffic that they have, and they can resell it to via NetIX. Being remote doesn't mean we cannot create some local instances, of course, to provide additional value to the networks in all these markets. We have currently 3 local instances: one in Bulgaria, NetIX PG, one in Thessaloniki in Greece, and one in Athens, again in Greece. We are planning to open some local instances so we can provide the local companies with a new type of a service there. Next slide, please. Content distribution. There are markets where the TV and audio distribution is a service that is highly valued by the local internet service providers. Now we have like more than 300 audio and TV channels in NetIX, and the media operators are using NetIX to transport their audio and video sources from the TV studios to the offices of the internet service providers, and the internet service providers are implementing these sources in their TV platforms. Our plans are to grow that service even further and cover many other markets, so we can take TV channels from all the local markets we have a presence at. The NetIX Smart Break Hauling as part of the DDoS protection we are offering. For many years, we are offering the regular black polling as a service. So our members can protect their networks from the malicious traffic that is coming through NetIX. But a year ago, we've developed a new dynamic and automated way to protect their networks. So every member now in NetIX, they can predefine all their networks that need to be protected. All the thresholds, they can put them to the portal, and if there is an attack, automatically we will stop the attack, and when the attack stops, we will restore the traffic. That's the way it works. It is really, really useful tool that saves the time and effort for all the ISPs. I can provide you with some more info about that service because it's something new and yeah, probably it is needed. Developing all these services, covering all these markets, and serving all these members, we've managed to gain a lot of experience and know-how and best common practices, and we've decided to start a new service, Internet as a Service, so we can help any party that is willing to start their own exchange platform, and we can do that along with them. We can build the platform, we can manage it, we can support them in all these initiatives, of course, for the good of the internet, for all these markets, and we can do that along with them. So it's something new we are offering to everyone that is interested in doing that everywhere. Next slide, please. More or less, this is the current network we're managing. Our plans are to further develop the network, further develop the services, and now I will provide you with some more details about what we're planning to do next. Next slide, please. Planning to go to 100G links everywhere. So migrate from all the 10 gig and 40 gig links that we have. We don't have much, but still, our plans are to go to 100G shortly with all the transport links. The same with the equipment. We're in process of adding more and more 100G routers and switches everywhere. So yeah, these are the plans, short-term plans. New route servers in USA, Brazil, West Europe. You know, NetIX is a distributed exchange platform, and as such, we have a different needs, and you know, we're using the route servers in a different way. So we need more and more route servers to increase the quality of the services globally. Network-wise, new primary POPs everywhere where it's needed. We can open a new POP right away for all the local communities. New ISPs, our plans are to have more and more ISPs so we can increase the presence of new ISNs and new traffic in NetIX, and start new partnership models with local ISPs worldwide. New monitoring tools. This network requires a different type of tools and a different way of providing the needed info to all our members. We're quite open, and we provide them with up-to-date and live information about the network and the round-trip delays and the losses, the packet losses. So we will keep developing this as a service, as a product. The products we're planning to start shortly, the marketplace, service self-provisioning, service automation, service exchange, not only for our NetIX own net services, but every in each member in NetIX, they can create and they can sell their own services through that marketplace. It's going to be something unique, and shortly we will announce some more info about that. MyNetIX.net, a new type of a portal, a customer portal, where we can provide all our members with the tools we are offering to them and with the market access to the marketplace. Next slide, please. Exclusively, as my colleague said, I mean, we have a 1G of traffic today, and we've decided to start with a promotional offer. We've decided to offer the NetIX on-net service for free for 6 months for all new and existing customers. So for more info, I mean, you can contact us and we can provide you with all the needed information. Thank you. That was from my side.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, I'll take it from here, Elaine. Hi. Nice to meet you all, and thanks for attending our inaugural members session. My name is George Szlosarek. I'm a non-executive director in the Netero group and working with Neven and the team on various things. So I'll be moderating the panel today. We have about 40 minutes or so, and about 4 questions really to kind of get in more insights into what's happening in the world of peering. First, I'd like to welcome our fellow panelists, Akio, Mauro, Kaushik, Fabricio, and of course, Neven. So I'm going to go with the first question. No doubt we're all sick of hearing about it, but I guess we should really assess, you know, how the pandemic, which has significantly impacted and likely permanently changed the way we work, live, and communicate. I was curious to know how did this affect demand for peering services, and how do we, as an industry managing and running critical internet infrastructure, how do we evolve as a result of the pandemic? And especially, what kind of key lessons have we learned? What plans are we implementing to survive and sustain future such events? And with that, I'll open up to Mauro. Maybe you could give us your view first.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, and good afternoon, good morning, or whatever time zone you are. Yeah, I mean, 2020 has been, and specifically in our experience in Italy, March the 10th, 2020 has been a pivotal day that changed our life quite significantly, and basically was a Tuesday morning. When on the 8th of March, which was a Sunday, the government decided for the full, complete lockdown for the country, and we had just the chance to pack everything. Most of us were skiing in the mountains because it was around Carnival, so. I can precisely remember that, and pack everything, go back home, and be prepared. Monday the 9th, nothing happened really. It was a business day. We spent a lot of time arranging our say company structure back into a kind of a Telegram and Zoom company. Arranging groups, arranging policies, arranging teams of managing the data center. Mix has his own data center in Milan, and it's quite an important spot for the telecommunication industry for the country. So basically, we came into Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday morning was the day. I mean, we got a traffic increase of several hundreds of gigabit all of a sudden. Children were home, people were back home trying to connect to their companies back with VPNs. And so starting 8 a.m. Back and then up to midnight maybe, we had really a roller coaster of traffic. And at a certain point I called my IT guys and said, please make sure that we have at least another couple of 100,000 gigabit in the main page traffic plot, because we will hit the roof, guys. And I don't want to see a flat line over there. But anyway, this is the first-hand say story about that. I think that during this year, apart from traffic, I think that it was also a good moment, a good year for for everyone to consider really routing security as a key issue and a key opportunity. We as an internet exchange have to push and support and spread the word at the higher level, because of course routing security and network security is a matter of attitude, is a matter of say cultural approach to our business. And so everything like manners, like RPKI, like all those other initiatives will keep us, say, in a safer digital world, will be more than a key point and a matter of priority for the whole of us, especially internet exchanges. Basically, that's it. I would say talk a little bit more about say the impacts for basically the enterprise, even if it's a bit outside of my homework, of my bread and butter scenario. But I would like to discuss this back later when we talk about the opportunities.
Yeah,
so
thanks, Mauro. Yeah,
that's
so
the point.
just in the interest of time, I'll move over to the other panelists. Akio, keen to hear your view. How did NetIX, what kind of challenges did you have to the pandemic, and how is NetIX protecting itself against future such events?
Right. Good morning and good afternoon. My name is Akio, VP at the VP Engineering at the NetIX. So first of all, I'd like to thank NetIX team for inviting me to this event, and I'm so honored to be here today. Thank you very much. So to answer your questions, so last year, we started the pandemic, and we have data centers, so our data center is running okay. However, many data centers in New York City has a lot of the issues, like their employee tested positive. It's so kind of difficult to access the buildings. So we decided to not to go other data center frequently. That means every month we estimated the demand and pre-installed all hardware, optics, cables, everything enough for each location, so that only we can manage provisioning remotely. And all my teams stopped going to the office since probably March, so no one has been visited office for nearly 1 year. However, thanks to internet, we can operate normally, so that's a good thing. And regarding the technical perspective, so our traffic increased almost double. Initially, our traffic was something like 500 gig, or now it's exceeding 1 terabit. Also, our primary selling port has been changed from 10G port to 100 gig port. So all new orders are almost 100 gig ports. So we are our a lot of the traffic, a lot of members. That's the kind of observation from New York perspective.
Thank you, Akio. Neven, would you like to comment on how NetIX in Bulgaria was addressing pandemic challenges?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, we know the social impact, and we've seen it, and we suffered from all of it. But from a network point of view and a business point of view, we in telecommunications were kind of one of the few beneficiaries from this crisis, real global crisis, and we didn't suffer. At least we didn't suffer too much. Obviously, we did some trouble. Sorry, we had some trouble. Some customers stopped working and stuff. But the overall effect of this pandemic was that we got a stable growth of both customers and service demand. So I think from a business point of view, that was okay. That's what happened actually.
Thank you. And Fabricio and Kaushik, would you like to weigh in on the impact of pandemic in your regions, and how did that impact your operations with respect to customers require peering?
Fabricio, you want to go first?
As you wish. Here at Brazil, the pandemic, they grow the traffic a lot. It's crazy. It's like 2 times higher. And the people, the customers, they start looking another content. Usually they use Brazilian content, and now they're looking for every word content. Then they're looking for Amsterdam content, East Europa content, New York content. It's funny because it's changed a lot. And we can say the service over the top starts to work very well. People watch TV over internet. It's different. And people usually work, now they watch TV over the internet, and everything changed.
Right.
It's really nice.
That's an interesting angle, yeah. So people looking for new sources of information, of entertainment. Yeah, great. Kaushik, finally?
Yes. So for the region Asia Pacific per se, I got stuck, as Mauro was initially saying, I got stuck in India, just returned from Singapore, thinking that, okay, I'll be able to go back, but I could not go back. And I was stuck in in India from 14th of March. Since then, I can actually see the real difficulty of people, which eventually people had been able to overcome in terms of getting bandwidth increase and other things, which all the telcos have done very efficiently within the region. But in the initial surge period, nobody anticipated that this kind of pandemic will create such a huge crisis in terms of your bandwidth, your peering, your content, and multiple other things. So it took a little bit of time for everybody to understand the hit, because nobody anticipated that this would be a huge hit for the whole digital ecosystem. So finally they could reach to a level, and it took at least 1 or 2 months to at least get to that point where people started having the proper access for everything what they wanted. And as Fabricio mentioned, that because people started collaborating in the global platform, so they started looking for a lot of different contents which were not earlier was a requirement in the global platform. That was the thing which I have seen.
Great, thank you. Okay, well, moving on. I have 3 more questions. We're going to combine questions 2 and 3 into one question, and I'll use this analogy that in the days gone by, we would have had separate verticals. Data centers were purely data centers, and internet exchanges were purely internet exchanges, and telcos were purely telco, and never the 3 shall meet, or at least very specific products. But we now see a big change in the marketplace. There's a merging of products and services, and data centers are expanding into connectivity and peering. Internet exchanges are expanding into connectivity and layer 2 and transport services. And telcos, of course, are software defining and looking at interconnected models as a leaner way to provide network services. So my question is, in this very highly competitive, dynamic landscape, what services should NetIX and other IXs be looking to introduce? And specifically, with the whole talk about enterprise cloud transformation, which you can't get away from, as soon as we open the LinkedIn or the press, we're inundated with so many different cloud transformation programs happening everywhere. What opportunities exist for internet exchanges to participate in the enterprise cloud debate? So that's a kind of question. What product services should we be doing, and how does the cloud transformation create opportunity or pose a risk, which to us? So open up to the panelists, whoever wants to go first. Any takers? Mauro.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep the order like it was for the previous one. So it's a complex question. You cannot expect say a quick answer. I mean, but I'll try to make a long story short at least. So basically, I would say that say every region has its own peculiarities, has its own key focus. We are now sitting here looking at the entire world, so it's very hard to put it into perspective. But anyway, I would focus first on how we should do say development. I mean, I have three main cornerstones in my head, on top of my head, and the first one is stay focused. I mean, the first thing is we are internet exchanges. We are a cornerstone for infrastructure. But we have to be frugal and cheaper as scale goes up, and we shouldn't fall into the trap of trying to lock in customers or whatever with too much say tricks over there. So that's my technical say heritage standpoint. First of all. The second attitude is, and the second cornerstone I have is to be flexible. Listen, be ready to adapt, to understand the needs, to talk a lot, or in this time to chat a lot, typing, not be afraid of not typing over Signal or Telegram with your customers, with your members, to try to understand what they really need now. And third is what always tries to guide my development activities with the KISS approach. Keep it simple. We are not here to develop complex architecture. We have to have something that really works and stays the 99 dot whatever 9 you want up and running for the customers to develop themselves. So we have learned this in Italy the hard way, because every time we have a failure, we will have a newspaper page the day after. So we want really to be reliable and stable and robust every say the more the strategic importance of the exchange grows. Then when it comes to technical and development, I think that we have a whole bunch of features, both at the pure layer 2, VXLAN, VPLS world. All of them has enough features and tools to develop, like closed VLANs, queuing queues, whatever the customer wants to be able to aggregate traffic and services over your peer imports. Of course, this is not, it's just okay, so 3 minutes are gone, and I'm closing by saying that you're on the right track. Also on the fact that we have to put marketplaces and places where people can share their own say goods and offers and maximize trade inside the exchange over those platforms to support every type of need. I mean, B-end, connectivity, whatever access the customer needs abroad, and so on and so on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mauro. Fabricio, you want to weigh in?
Yeah, we are working here to grow the network for other countries from South America, like Argentina, Chile, Peru, Colombia, and start to spread the content from South America, because it's very important for us. South America don't work like Europa. We don't exchange traffic between the countries, and we are working to do that. It's very nice stuff, and the capacity is still growing, because we can see ISP still share the connections, and now they are upgrading the network, and it gets more traffic, and the final customer keep using traffic, and it's growing and growing, and we are working hard to do that.
And are you seeing cloud interconnections as an important part of the development of the local peering there?
Yeah, we are working for peering, local peerings, and cloud. This is fashion. Everyone wants cloud services, and we are working hard for that. It's very nice.
Akio.
Yeah. So I have 3 points. First one is the enhanced current, service offerings. So as Mauro said, there's network security is pretty important, and our route server currently accepts only routes based registered in RADB. However, as you know, RAB is not so accurate, and nobody really update accurately, as you know. So we are in process of introducing our PKI. This way, we can provide additional security to the routes they are announcing. So it should be available by probably summer. And number two, a market. As the Fabricio says, the South America, especially Brazil, is a very hot market. We have had like almost 30 or 40 new members came from the Brazilian market. So we are focusing to expand our reach to Brazilian market and trying to have a more like relationship, partnership with the market. As you know, Brazil has IX Brazil has 1,500 members and they're growing. So we need to address the point. And then the third, as you said, the integration is the key. We provide a data center, so we can package data center service, IX service plus cloud connectivity service. We already have all three major services. However, we have to package. And the problem is the IX is for IXP market, cloud services enterprise market. So market is slightly different, but we can provide as a package in 2 key locations, New York and Los Angeles. That's what we're working on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Akio. Neven?
Thanks, George. I like very much what Mauro said there from Milan, because it is true. I mean, we have to keep this infrastructure going and make it reliable, because already, I mean, 10 years ago, it was not like that, but now everybody relies on us. And the local exchanges have become the cornerstone of the internet in every country. It's really amazing, and I think it's very nice to see that, because we created. I mean, we guys in the internet industry, we created this, and we made it happen, and it's as stable as it goes. This is the whole. Countries rely on us. And having said that, I think that one of the things that we have to do as Mauro said was the help the members in the exchanges trade between themselves. I think it's only natural that if we allow them to exchange various services and make it easy, that will be a great boost to our ability to help their businesses, to help their networks, and so on and so on. So this is one of the things that I think that will change in the coming, maybe less than a year, is that the exchanges will start offering, this facilitation, maybe, how can I say it, between members to exchange a lot more services, not just traffic. And I like very much, this comparison. Amazon did not become the world's biggest store by being difficult to work with. They became so big because it was so easy to buy stuff from there. So what we can focus is really, make things, make technology, make management of traffic and services so easy that people can actually, use it a lot more, without, any resistance, without any objections to that. So I think these are the things that will change.
Thank you, Neven. And Kaushik, any closing comments on that question?
Yes, quickly. Since like everybody has given their own feedback, which is very, very authentic and important, I have very small points which I'd like to highlight. First is we as an exchange, as an IX platform, we are a bridge. We actually allow the people to collaborate between each other. So the first thing is in our kind of context in Asia Pacific or Southeast Asia, the kind of boost which we are seeing in last 3 or 4 years, people have started forming individual exchanges in the individual market or individual countries. They still don't collaborate with each other, and you don't have those routes getting advertised within the country easily. So they have a little bit of barrier between the domestic content and the international content. So there has to be a bridge between these two different platforms. And NetIX being one of the global platforms, or rather than not even NetIX, any exchange for that matter, this definitely would contribute to create that kind of efficiency to any of the global market and provide the improvised network capabilities. Second is as I just mentioned, it has to be a seamless collaboration. Otherwise, this as Mario mentioned, Akio mentioned, that we need to have proper trading availability in between the two or 3 or 4 or multiple members who are associated, and not restrict anybody for any kind of specific routes. Last thing is we possibly are talking about a global market right now, and there are a lot of people in Southeast Asia, like you can say Philippines, you have Indonesia, which has got around 18,000 islands. The Philippines has around 7,000 plus islands, and there are a lot of Pacific Islands locations which are still being served with VSAT satellite as a market. These contents don't come on a IX platform very easily. Possibly we need to have these people also collaborate on these particular platforms, so that reaching these people or these kind of unconnected or partially connected market would be much more easy for people who are sitting in Latin America or maybe in Amsterdam or maybe in Southeast Asia somewhere, and reach them very efficiently. So that was my only point.
Great, thank you guys. That's very, very valuable insight. And that leads me to my final question of the day. In interest of time, we've got 3-4 minutes left, so just quickly run through this question: the future of peering. So, what challenges are we facing? What's our view of the competition? Who is the competition? And the customer demands for 2021. And I'll start again with you, Kaushik. Okay, so
if you really see for a 2021 market, the demand as we have just added a feather in our cap by getting a 1 TB kind of throughput and a bandwidth utilization in our network. And as Angel and Dean mentioned, that we have a we have taken a huge task in our hand that we will double everything in next 3 years' time. We eventually see a huge potential in the IX platform, because the way things are today working, the digitization is the only 70 to 80% of the whole ecosystem is going to go digital going forward. We don't know the fate of pandemic, how it will shape. Every 1 month, 2 months, we are seeing some countries are announcing lockdown. It's very difficult for anybody to actually forecast that what would be the next 1 year or 2 years would look like. But having said that, but the business is still working as usual. People are trying to collaborate and talk and run their businesses. To me, it would eventually, in terms of competition, we will see definitely some spikes in terms of new IX members, but we will not call it as a competition. We will term it as a collaboration rather than competition, because we can't be omnipresent in everywhere in the whole world. So we need to use our strengths and utilize other partners' strengths where they are present and collaborate with them, so that we can create a very efficient ecosystem. That's all from my side.
Thank you. Okay. Akio.
Yes. So after or after or during the pandemic, many customers or potential customer wants to join NetIX out of our service area, out of POPs. So partnership like NetIX is pretty important to accommodate such requests. So having a partner like NetIX is a very important strategy for NetIX. Thank you.
Thank you. Mauro.
Okay, I try to be as quick as possible. First of all, just to go back to what is going on today. I mean, two very close and live examples of what's going on. I mean, a university manager called me and told me that before the pandemic, all the students were going in physically into the university and then connect to the internet from there and do their research and exchange information with other universities over the internet. That's one traffic, I would say 10 of 10 of magnitude, put the number in whatever perspective you want to have. Then after the lockdown, all the students and professors and researchers were home, accessing labs and servers into the university and reverting dramatically the figures of traffic, and also the order of magnitude went up maybe 4 or 5 times. The other story is almost the same. It's a bank with people going into the branch offices and working over an MPLS network and supporting the operational activity from the office. After the lockdown, all those people were connecting to the bank, to the bank servers, and also on the cloud, over the cloud, because luckily enough, these guys were already working with a kind of a hybrid cloud approach. But again, there was a tremendous amount of traffic going back into the bank network, in the bank headquarter network, but on the reverse path. This to say, just simply to say that, of course, bandwidth and latency are killer applications for either for ISPs and IXPs as well, because we are supporting this. But we have to add proximity. Proximity is a nice thing. I came across proximity when I was a child, and I saw here in the north of Italy, say just after World War II, the large automotive factories go out of the big cities like Alfa Romeo from Milan and go into the surrounding area to build up huge factory plants. And then all around those factory plants, there was the small factories building up parts like lights, like seats, like whatever. And these guys were working just because they were so close to the main factory. And the proximity and the physical proximity was really important. We have to reproduce that physical proximity back into the network in the digital world as well. For the enterprise, I have a lot of paper taking dust on my desk talking about an enterprise 4.0. I mean, projects are going around about the real digitalization of the manufacturing world, but we really have to work on that because creating the digital proximity through internet exchanges is a challenge as an opportunity as well. We have to exploit now. Yeah, that's my view.
Yeah,
thank you.
Mauro, very valuable insights. And finally, Neven and Fabricio on the topic of challenges and changes.
Fabricio, go first.
Okay, thank you. Bravo, Mauro. I think everyone is looking for lower latence, better peerings, better connections. And what do? We work to get the content near the final customer. This is the NetIX work. And for that, we have an incredible network that connects to many IXPs over the world. And sometimes we are doing the job of the ISP. We are talking with the content, with the ASN to bring the connection to ISPs. This is the future of the internet, connection to everyone. And we are the shortcut for this connection.
Yeah, good. Thank you for listening.
I was participating in some interesting discussions internally last week, a few weeks, and we were trying to identify, what are the bottlenecks in our business, and of course there are a lot of technical problems or organizational issues that we have to resolve and stuff. But we noticed, few things stood out. We spend. We are on the forefront. Most exchanges do that all the time. We are on the forefront. Our traffic goes up so quickly. No telecom operators, experiences anything like that. We all the time we have to upgrade. Test new equipment, make sure that it works before we put it into the network. Then we suffer when we start, finding all these exotic bugs that Cisco didn't discover before, or HP or whoever is there. It's very annoying. And we for example spent more than 1 year. Yeah, I can safely say it's about a year and a half just testing network automation software. So I was thinking, one way we could help each other, in this group of people. We are colleagues, in this business. We're friends. We're not competitors. We help each other. We could probably get together on a regular basis and share our experience with different types of technologies and different types of equipment. If we have spent 1.5 years testing like 17 different network automation platforms and network orchestration platforms, there's no reason why any one of you should do the same and waste that much time. We can get together, share some experience. We could even define a certain sets of tests that we could use when testing new equipment, and then this could in turn could make our life much easier. We could make decisions much faster when we have to make such important decisions. And these decisions are not cheap. Making a mistake costs hundreds of thousands of dollars and euros out there. So that could be one thing that we could help each other a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, we promote this thing.
Thank you. And with that, we'll close the panel. We're a little bit overrun on time, but thank you very much for your valuable insights. Very much enjoyed the feedback. So we're going to move on now. I think there'll be an opportunity for Q&A through the chat. So we'll deal with that towards the end of the session, but please feel free to pose any questions to the panelists, which we will address after the next presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. So now at this point, I'd like to hand over to one of our members, Frank, to do his presentation. So Frank, if you'd like to take center stage.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Frank, but before I start, I would give a big thank you to the NetIX team to give us this podium to introduce MBIP. I'm from the Dutch Service Provider Association. And if you can change to the next slide in the meantime, please. We provide services to the Dutch and European service providers. And if you can go to the next slide. We do mainly two things. We are running a DDoS scrubbing center, and we are providing lawful interception services, which means we are not talking to government about how to listen into our members, but we are protecting our members and helping them by law if they got a request from government to do DAP services. But today, I'm here to talk a little about NAVAS. This is our Dutch mitigation center. It started like in 2014 when we were together with 6 or 7 independent service providers who all had the same problem. They need protection to fight DDoS attacks. Well, during that time, you could invest a lot of money buying hardware and software from one of the AAA vendors, like spending 200,000 to 300,000 euros. But they were clever, and you know, Dutch people cooperate a lot together. Well, so those guys decided to build this foundation, to put money together and to work with a joint scrubbing center. Well, if I jump over to today, like 2020, 2021, we have over 100 members on NAVAS who are using our services, among them ISPs, governmental, national government, local government, enterprises, a lot of companies using the internet. Well, we have one condition: they need to have their own AS number. That's well, we are through the community, for the community. We use members' money to build and extend our services, so it should be in our community as well. If you can change to next slide, please. So what we saw the last 6-7 years is an enormous growth in the need to well, protect people for DDoS attacks. We started very small, but we just got the number of 2020. We are protecting more than 6.5 million .nl domains and 1.6 million websites, which is an enormous number for a foundation who started working with a small number of people. We extended our presence in Europe as well. Last year we were connected into links to help UK service providers to protect as well. And well, we are working with Mauro from Mix and other internet exchanges in Italy to help them to protect well. And of course, we joined NetIX. We just finalizing testing of our services. And that's why, well, I'm happy to use this moment to introduce our services into the NetIX community and members. We are extremely happy to work with you. If you can go to next slide, please. So we are very transparent because we are for the community, through the community, and we share a lot of knowledge. This is, for instance, the link where we share what we saw on DDoS attacks in the last 6 months. Of course, it was very interesting to listen to the questions to the panel. And I would just dive into one of the questions. Okay, guys, what did you see happen during the last period when COVID was changing the world? And from well, March last year, not that much happened. We saw the same number of attack level and the types of attacks coming along. But then after August and September, it really changed. It really changed. And nowadays we see between, well, 5, 8, 10 attacks a day. We see much more complex attacks with different types. We see much longer attacks. We see lots of higher gigabits attacks. In the past, well, we saw 5, 6G was an exception. Today, we see attacks for hours reaching the level of 50, 60 Gs and even sometimes above that. So, well, in the past, this is our analysis. Well, the script kiddies at home having an exam next day didn't do their homeworks. They attacked the school system, or the guys were gaming and competition was winning the game. They bought a DDoS attack at the spoofer website, at the booter website for $100 and were attacking. Today, this changed. I think those kiddies are at home, but maybe the parents are watching them. So it's okay, it's still there, but not as much. But because of political and social movements on COVID, pros and contras, we see a lot of, well, governmental, local governmental sites attacked. We see the social topic and political topic coming back in different types of attacks. We see a lot of institutions and hospitals working in care who get attacked as well, which is strange because we need those guys, but they are problems, they have problems as well. We see sites explaining the test results attacked and all types of difference. And it looks like that those people are, well, all as home as well, attacking institutions, but they are developing their ways of attacks as well, finding new ways and complex. And meantime, we can go to the next slide, please. So we are protecting the internet against DDoS, fighting DDoS. We are not alone here. We also are part of an anti-DDoS cooperation, sharing knowledge, working in projects with universities, banks, governments, national security institutions, to set up ways to fight DDoS, to detect DDoS in an early phase, and to get help to get the internet more safe. So next slide, please. And next again. Yes, this is where we are at the core. So our Scrubbing Center is built in a unique way because we're using a lot of knowledge of our customers, the ISPs, to build this in the best way. We have a lineup of 2 or 3 different hardware devices. And there I like to refer to, well, the car wash, the ordinary car wash, where you go in with a very dirty car with mud on it, and the first device will take off the big mud parts, and then the second device will go to the finer, and the third one will be, well, the micro parts on your car, and your car will be coming out clean and well. This is exactly what we do in this tunnel of different devices connected to each other. And if you look at the type of traffic we can mitigate, it's like the layer 3, layer 4, of course. But we are also working on layer 7 protection, which you do on a different way. So we can do all the types of traffic. And if I explain in a small, fast way how it works, if you, in your traffic, you have a way to detect an attack. It can be done by tool or manually. We prefer that it's done automatically because attackers are there in the evening and the weekends as well. But if you you detect an attack, the traffic can immediately be redirected by PGP session into our servers and routers, and the mitigation begins in minutes. After cleaning the clean traffic will be sent back to you by a private VLAN port to an internet exchange. That's where NetIX comes in. We don't use GRE tunnels because of security. We use a private VLAN. So connecting to networks is very easy. If you are at one of the exchanges where we are, like AMSIX, NetIX, Wix, Links, whatever, or connected to them, we can easily set up a connection. Our fee model is based on the number of prefixes within our AS. We have categorized this, and our fees are very low because, well, we are not here to make money, but we are here to protect you in the internet. So if you got your prefixes rerouted into the NAVAs, your own pipes will be clean. The traffic is all gone into our servers and routers and being cleaned, and the clean traffic is sent back to you. So setting up and connecting to NAVAs is very easy. It can be done in, well, hours if your communication on your side on setting up the BGP session is done very well. So that is, well, in a short way, how it works. So maybe we can do next slide. Of course, we are developing, and we need to, because market is developing as well. detection is a big deal of protecting yourself against attacks. And we are offering already a tool to set up detection, but we want to develop this further into a service who can provide detection as a hosted model and done on our side as well. Even we are developing a way to redirect the prefixes after the attack is done to do this automatically as well. And then the whole process is fully automated. We are working on a new project, very exciting. It's a web application firewall. It's also connected to DDoS and protecting the internet. And we are taking part of a cooperation with a clearinghouse. We call it the Anti-DDoS Coalition, to share upfront the information we found on the internet and to be preventive, active in protection. Well, the last one, the DDoS pattern recognition, is part of that as well. And in the future will help us to protect the internet in even a better way. Look, guys, I can talk for hours on the topic and share a lot of information, but we need to stick to the time schedule. So if you want more information or explanation, I think on the next slide is the email and the website. Please ping me, and happy to explain and help you further down the lane. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of our very first meeting. And I think that takes us to the very end. I haven't seen any questions come in via the Q&A so far, but if anyone does have anything, feel free to email marketing@netix.net. They'll come straight through to me and I can pose them to the panel if you have anything further that you want to know. And again, I've got sales@netix.net. If anyone wants to get in touch about any of the services, any of the products, any of the POPs, anything that you have at the moment, any questions that you might have. And again, I've put Fabricio and Kaushik's email addresses there. So if there's any specific questions that you might have about different regions, different policies in the region, what kind of traffic type they have there, benefits of being there, they'll be able to help you out. So if there's nothing else, I think that's me wrapping up the very first NetIX 1.0 meeting. So thank you everyone for being a part of our very first meeting. I look forward to doing 2.0 and I don't think it will be too far away. I was thinking this was going to be annually, but I think it might be a little more regularly, seeing as we've just smashed 1 terabit. So a few months time, I think. Keep an eye out for your next invite. So with that, I think I'll say thank you very much for coming and close this meeting. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Actually, I had a question for Frank, if you don't mind. Frank, I was thinking, you are in the business of, discovering bad guys and bad traffic. And I was wondering, in the age where most of the traffic is encrypted, over HTTPS and SSL, how do you recognize which traffic is a DDoS attack and which is just regular traffic?
Yeah, this is a very legitimate question. Of course, we are working to a solution to also can look into SSL traffic because we can look into the headers as well to get information out of that. So yeah, we got this question many times, and we are close to a solution where we can look into this traffic as well to see the diversion between the bad and the good traffic.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I can ask Fabricio, how does he talk to customers in December wherever, you know, when everybody is at the beach?
You know, here summer is December, and December is very hot, and people usually go to the beach. People, it's holidays, vacations. We have December like you do July, August.
Well, we never go on vacation, Fabricio. It's just.
I told you before. You know, telecommunications job don't have vacations.
Yeah, I saw one of your.
Every time we work inside the boat, inside at the beach, we work every time.
Yeah, you sent me that picture once, you know, of you working very hard there on the beach. I believe you, and I can tell you right away.
Yeah, it's hard work. I can say thank you for many Brazilians that is here. It's Portuguese just a little bit. Obrigado a todo mundo que veio aqui, compareceu, assistiu o nosso evento. É o primeiro evento que a gente está fazendo, mas terão outros. E muito obrigado. Eu vou aproveitar e mandar um abraço para o pessoal do Carneiro, que sempre tem alguém assistindo. E muito obrigado. And Blagodaria.
Thank you. That was very nice. All right, thank you, Elaine. I think it was very nice. Does anyone else wants to ask something? Okay, then I guess we can wrap it up and start getting ready for the next meeting. As Elaine said, she's aching to get it organized and started. I'm sure it will be a party.
There we go. Yeah, get the next one ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready now. I know how to work Zoom. We'll be fine.
Okay. I think we'll schedule the next one when we hit the 2T. So it's
oh my God.
This one is the NetIX 1.0T. The next one will be NetIX 2.0T.
So Neven angle is very, very, very aggressive now. So we have to deliver.
Yeah, I was just getting worried that Elaine might not get ready so fast.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
no, push it back, push it back.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Everything will
Bye-bye.
will
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye.